Hey, and we're back. We're live with a new episode of Real Live Manos. How you doing? I'm the real Manos, and I'm also known as Justin Cristelli, but don't wear it out. I wanted to do a new show. Sorry I didn't do an episode last week. I was not feeling too great. Been working quite a bit, and the change of seasons have affected my allergies. Man, last Sunday I was not feeling awesome. Hey, how's it going? Let's see who we got here. Marion. Hey, Marion. I'm going to do a little sharing of this link. So if you don't mind me, I'm also going to be talking briefly about the comic books I picked up this week. I will also be talking about the first episode of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the second episode of the new Doctor Who, and let me just start sharing some stuff here. Okay, let's see, share. And I'm just sharing this on my Twitter. Boink. And let's go and share it on my Facebook there. Okay, one more time. You know, it's weird that first time you try and share something on Facebook, it doesn't like connect with the picture, and then you have to do it again. I don't know. I hate it when it doesn't have the picture. I'm live. And okay, I'm just going to share this on the Real Manos Facebook page, the official Real Manos Facebook page, where you can officially see me on Facebook. All right, there we go. I'm live. There we go. So now let's get talking about this stuff. Hey, Jake Carlson, how you doing? I'm gonna try this at this angle. Hope that's pretty good. Okay, hey, I watched two things this week that I definitely wanted to talk a little bit about. Mainly the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I saw episode 1 a couple days ago, and I watched the second Doctor Who with the new Doctor, the Ghost Monument. So just to get things out of the way, I really I've been looking forward to the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I thought it's mostly inspired by the new comic book series that came out a couple of years ago, and I absolutely adore that series. So I was pretty excited about it. I loved going in on the horror creepy aspect of Sabrina, which is there. I mean, you can't like make an argument they're pulling that out of nothing. Let's see. Yeah, hey Jake. And the casting looks spot on. I really like the approach. And I'm one episode in, and I'll be honest, like I was in love with the show just with the opening credits. The opening credits use a lot of imagery from the current comic book, and it mixes its own for it and takes directly off a couple of the covers and some images from the comic book series. So that was a real big seller for me. Hey, how's it going, Omnitron? I'm talking about the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina first episode. I really dig the Riverdale series, so going in on this with Sabrina, I think, was just a natural for me. So we, of course, get right into, like, kind of introducing the town. We get to see Sabrina, with her friends. She runs into one of her teachers, who is played by, I can't remember the actress's name. I think it's Otto or something like that, who was the master during I think it was the Matt Smith era. And she picks up this girl, and the girl kills her and takes over her body, or takes her place. So for a moment I was like, oh, is she going to play a good guy? Nope, we're going all in on her being a bad guy. And she essentially takes her place. She's this witch who is here for Sabrina, because Sabrina's about to turn 16 on Halloween. Pretty cool holiday to have your birthday on. And yeah, I gotta say, I if I could do, um, if I could do like a good thing or bad thing, like Logan used to do. Oh, good thing is like God, the whole atmosphere, the writing. I There you go. I can't even do the whole one thing, bad thing. Because the atmosphere is just amazing. The acting is all spot on. The writing is really solid on this show. Like the premise and the mystery is really interesting. And I'm really curious to see where we go because Sabrina has this choice to make whether or not she wants to go all in on being a immortal witch and live that life elsewhere or stay in town with her friends and she's trying to figure that out because she really likes both. She likes both sides of it. So we're going to go see where that heads. And let's see. Omnitron's birthday is on Halloween. That's really cool. Oh, let's see. Oh no, the female master was in the 12 Doctors run, not Matt Smith. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. So yeah, I've only seen one episode. The episode, I don't want to give too much, but we get kind of the layout. We get to Salem begins in this one, which is really cool. I know some people are bitching about the fact that Salem isn't talking or doesn't have the goofy voice or anything like that. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's this is a new Toad, so I'm cool with that. Although it would have been cool if we had that creepy intro and then when he becomes the cat, he has the same exact voice actor from this sitcom. That would have been pretty hilarious. But we're not going that way. I really liked from what we're given. We're given a nice little relationship with them. I love how he saves her late in the episode. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm gonna actually, once I'm done with this live broadcast, I'm going to be watching the second episode. So I'm kind of all in on this run right now. It's kind of my jam. Let's see. Got any comments about new? Let's see. Omnitron is flying solo tonight. Let's see. Also, his birthday is on Halloween and wife is not there. Maybe she can join us next time. Oh, and also, let's see. Now I'm waiting at bated breath. Like, what's also? Oh, surprise. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I haven't paid too much attention to other reviews about it. I actually have been kind of afraid because, like, a lot of like internet reviewers tend to give away a lot of stuff, and I know I sometimes do. So I kind of wanted to watch this whole season before I kind of go all in and seeing people's reactions to it. Let's see, Ivan Reese's art. Oh, the artist is back on the Knights of Washington. Oh yeah, Ivan Reese's art. The artist is back on Knights of Washington, getting a lot of stuff up and running. That's great. Keep me updated on that. I'm happy to hear about that. I'm going to be talking about some comic books that I picked up this past week. Right now, I want to talk about, speaking of the Doctor Who Ghost Monument. And we left off with that incredible cliffhanger where she accidentally sucks herself and her three new companions into the void of space, wherever the hell they could be. Thankfully, they're both rescued. And I love that whole sequence where they're both rescued by two different ships, and we get to see back and forth their situation until they, finally collide. And that's when we realized that these two were the last in a huge contest, like the Amazing Race, except done in space, the Amazing Space. And you could get killed or quit or something like that. And the prize is to get something in this mysterious reappearing monument that everyone calls the Ghost Monument. And they go on the quest, and of course, there's a cool twist about it. We get to build more on a relationship. I mentioned this when I was reacting to the first the premiere episode. Is that a good run on the Doctor has like a solid start and something you can kind of like emotionally wrap around. I think that's why I think the Matt Smith run, particularly the era with the Pawns, was so successful. And I think this is definitely kind of mirroring that in some ways. Like you kind of like it gives you a good way to latch on to this relationship that she's having with these three new companions instead of just people that are going with her because that's how things go. Uh, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one as well. The next episode was called Rosa. That did premiere last week. I haven't had a chance to see it. I'll talk about that one. And if there's a new episode this week, I'll talk about that one on the next live show. Anybody have any reactions to the ghost mining episode? Let's see. It looks like no. Let's see. Natron says, "Hey, Marin, I got talking to other people. I got to introduce you to the show called Steven Universe. I think you'll love it. Maybe. Okay. I picked up some comics this past week. Speaking of Steven Universe, one of them is Steven Universe. Let's see. I picked up Steven Universe number 21, and it's a Steven and Peridot issue. I picked up the second issue of Mystery Science Theater 3000 book comic, and let's see, Amazing Spider-Man issue 8 or 809, whichever you prefer. And I also picked up this independent comic called Sorari. And this is really cool. This is actually a big, thick, fat book. And this is like, because when I saw this, I thought this was just another 22 pager. And I was rather surprised. You get a lot for your buck because this is actually pretty inexpensive when you order it off Amazon. That's how I got it. I really like the premise of the book, where it's about this young girl who is taken and kidnapped to be part of like a sex trade. It's about sex slavery, and to escape by the skin of her teeth, and she's encountered by this god of vengeance who grants her powers to make things right. It's quite good. The story is really like solid. It keeps up its pace, and it's a really good origin issue. More about this this Wednesday. I'm going to do a Wednesday comics, and I'm going to include this in the review. It's by Sononica Ellis, Jeff Lewis, and J.C. Grande. Now you may be familiar with him. He's the guy who draws Red Knight. So obviously I was actually pretty biased on this book about liking it, but thankfully it actually turns out really good. I'll talk more about this at length later, but until then, I do recommend picking if you're cool with like black and white superhero art. I know some people have an issue with that. I don't, but if you think this premise sounds cool and you want to see some JC Grande art on a really interesting premise, I definitely pick it up. It's pretty thick. There's a lot of pages in here, and it's pretty inexpensive. It didn't cost me that much. It cost me like $11 in shipping. I think it was like $5. Took it up to $11. So I mean, that's pretty good. I paid nearly that much for half this material. And excuse me. So let's see where we're going here. The indie comic looks like a Hulk knockoff. Sorry, but it's just the cover. It makes me think that. Well, trust me, it is totally not that. Especially the god doesn't really appear that much, but he keeps kind of like contact with her. This is more about her and her situation where she's victimized and finds a chance to make things right. So I don't know. You can. I think you can find it on Amazon. What I'm going to do is I'll tell you right now, live people, to go pick this up. But I'll leave a link below when people watch the recording of this. And I'll do that the same when I do a Wednesday comics of this one. Spider-Man was also really damn entertaining, I gotta say. I've said this before, I'll say it again. It's very nice to have Spider-Man back in my life. Okay, someone's asking, have you been reading Batman Creature of the Night? No, is it good? I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of taking a Batman break. I've been reading Batman for so long, and the last couple of years I kind of got my fill. Like I reached a saturation point with him, and it's like, yeah, I've been reading him for a very long time, and I'm kind of done. I know Tom King is doing some great work with him, so I'm glad he's in good hands right now. No, I haven't read that. Marion McDaniel writes, in a Steven Universe Babbitt crossover set, during the early days of Rose's death, do you think that might cause Pearl to do one thing? Well, we would probably get to, let's see, we'd probably get a story pretty similar situation where Pearl would be tempted, maybe get close to going that route and then stopping herself. Because the thing is, like she does have a lot of like complicated feelings. Yeah, she misses Rose, and Steven is the reason Rose is not in her life, but she also loves Steven. So, that there was like an early fan feeling. I used to notice, like in the first season, that people like had this like there was this concept that Pearl would kill Steven someday in the show, which is like ridiculous. Or Pearl about Steven and only cared about Rose's gem in his belly, and that was also not true. I think she's proven time and time again during the series that she really does love him independent of Rose. I mean, it's part because of Rose. Look, if someone you care about has a son and they're no longer in your life, but the son is still in your life, well, then yeah, you're obviously going to kind of like extend that care and love to that person independently. I mean, and then that's not even counting the kind of care and love you'd give that person, like in general. Let's see, Creature of the Night is basically a kid. What is the real world name? Bruce Wainwright, whose parents are killed, and he finds as an adult he finds out as a creature bonded to him that looks. Oh, that's interesting. That sounds like one of those kind of Elseworlds types of story. Let's see. Meant to say that I think the Babadook might cause her to turn Garnet and Amethyst. That'd be cool. We've seen Pearl fight Amethyst before. Haven't really seen her fight Garnet. So that'd be kind of cool. I got to tell you, we've seen a little, like on a side note, we've seen Jasper fight basically everybody. We've seen her fight like Garnet and Amethyst, Stefani, and we haven't seen her fight Pearl. I kind of was hoping we get a Pearl fight before she got popped. Maybe we'll see when she makes her return, but probably not. I don't know. Let's see. The creature attacks criminals that Bruce finds out about, and is really a unique spin on Batman. It's like Superman's secret identity. That's kind of what I was thinking when I was just reading this. It does sound like secret identity. Bevan Camberwell. Hey there, dude. Well, hey, man. How's it going? It's good to see you. I'm just talking about a few things. I was just talking about, to recap everybody. We're going to do this NPR kind of thing. Hello, I'm Ramp Narrows, and we're going to be talking about Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and the second episode of the new Doctor Who. We were really recapping here, where I rather enjoyed those episodes, and I am interested to watch more. Let's see, also, we had picked up 4 comics this week. I highly recommend checking out all of them, really. I picked up Sorari. Oops, here we go. Maybe I should hold up. Sorari, Spider-Man 8, Mystery Science Theater, the comic, number 2, and Steven Universe, number 21. It's Peridot. Essentially, Peridot learns how to play the guitar. That's the issue. It's from Grace Craft. Grace Craft does a lot of good work on this comic. If I had an issue with this series, it would be I wish they would do their own like adventure stories. I know they're not allowed to really kind of mess too heavily with the story arc going on in the TV series because partly they probably don't know what's going on ahead of time. I just wish they would do their own like maybe get their own adventures, some kind of side story arc that doesn't have to do with the main arc because essentially a lot of these issues are essentially like the cute like one and done like character episodes like the Beach City episodes and stuff like that. They're really good. I could I'm a boy, I could use a little action mixed in with my sweet adorableness. And of course this is great. I was going to talk about this last week, but I wasn't feeling too well, so I didn't get a chance to do it. Lindsay and I went to the Mystery Science Theater 3000 live show when they were in Norfolk, and that was fantastic. Let's see, what's that Spider-Man roughly about? I'll get to that in just a second. The live show was great. Essentially, it was like a blue and gold. The first time Lindsay and I saw them live, they were doing basically the show. We saw a performance in Richmond. And yeah, it's pretty much an episode just done live. This was done a little bit differently in the Norfolk show where they had Joel come on and compete with Jonah on riffs, and they would be scored on certain categories, and they would be paired up with like Servo and Crow, and it was gold versus red. And it was kind of fun. It was hosted by I can't remember her last name just yet, but she is the Cynthia clone of Pearl Forrester, which was a lot of fun. It's kind of cool seeing. It's so cool seeing them in person doing this show live. Matter of fact, they walked through the audience at one point and they were like just a few feet away from me. It's like, I can't believe Joel and Jonah are like just a few feet away from me. I know I'm kind of like geeking out, but it was a wonderful episode. They did this movie called Brainiac or something like that. It's a cheesy 80s Canadian horror film. It's got a couple of actors in it that I recognize. It's got the guy from Reanimator, who isn't Jeffrey Combs. He's the guy whose head got pulled off, and he gave that woman cunnilingus with his detached head. He was in the movie as one of the villains. And another villain was, I also can't remember this actor's name, but he is the original voice actor for Beast in the X-Men animated series. He was also in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV show. And he made a small appearance as the trucker in the original X-Men film alongside of Wolverine. He's one of the bad guys. And I always recognize that guy. I recognize that guy instantly when I see him, especially when I hear his voice. But this was wonderful. I love watching MST3K live. I hope they do one of these for a while, maybe once a year. I know touring is kind of hard, so I understand that. So I'm really appreciative anytime they come anywhere close to me. And this was like down the block, this Norfolk. I mean, this was like seriously like it was 5-minute drive at the Harrison Opera House. It was just a wonderful show. If they're in your town, tickets aren't sold out. I recommend checking them out. Let's see. There was there was a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids TV show. And it was starring Peter Scolari in the Rick Moranis part. And it, I think, is supposed to take place in the continuity of the movies. I think so. Well, the baby was missing. Okay, so no, there's no baby. It's its own separate continuity. Maybe connected to the first film, but it was kind of their adventures. And not every episode dealt with shrinking. That happened a lot. But he also had other inventions that would like lead on to wacky adventures. And the show is actually surprisingly well written. there was a lot of good jokes in that show. It didn't take the exact humor tone that the films did. It's more of, I don't know, it was a little more snarkier. But I rather enjoyed it. I think it was like 1 or 2 seasons. And let's see. Somebody asked me, who asked me about Steven? Hey, Steven actually asked me about what Spider-Man was about. Spider-Man is a new story arc, and it is called Heist, and it is about the, let's see, who are these guys? The thieves? Let's see. Excuse me. It's like the Council of Thieves or something like that. And let's see. Where are we here? What do they call themselves? Ah, damn. There's one of those things where, like, oh, we're so noble band of thieves. Oh, yeah, the Thieves Guild, excuse me. And they're come back. They apparently have been a thing in Marvel, and they've kind of disappeared forever. But anyway, they've made a huge goal on showing up and making themselves known again. They've actually been stealing like Avengers equipment. They stole like Captain America's shield and Thor's new Warhammer. They've stolen a hilarious moment. They steal like the Punisher's guns, and they even steal Spider-Man's web shooters right off his wrists when he realized it. And I'm wondering how the hell did they do that? Because he's literally like suddenly doesn't have them. They steal like Ghost Rider's car and the eye from Doctor Strange. So they're using something mystical. They're not just like really good thieves. They're using some technology or magic stuff. So meanwhile, Mary Jane is thinking about getting a new job because she has basically done everything, just like a lot of characters. She's still living off severance pay from Tony Stark. I haven't been reading Iron Man for the longest time. I know she's been working for Tony, so I don't know what that was like. So yeah, the Avengers have called Spider-Man in because they're kind of warning everybody, like, hey, look, this is a problem. We got issues. So this is the first. I rather like this a lot, and it's Nick Spencer just having a lot of fun. I like, God, this is just, I know not everybody's into Roberto Ramos, but I like his work a lot. So really good issue, I thought. Let's see, where are we here? Beta Ray Bell should, yeah, I would kill for a Beta Ray series. Let's see. Is Disney weird things Disney tried to make into shows? Yeah, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is such a specific title, and how you make a TV series out of that, I don't know. Especially because not every episode dealt with shrinking. There was like all sorts of weird, like sci-fi stuff, and I don't know. Some episodes they didn't even bother trying to like work it into the plot. Occasionally they would use it like as a weapon to fight whatever they were doing, but sometimes it was just like, whatever. We're kind of committed to this title, so that was the thing. I think that's it as far as new things I've been checking out. I'm going to give this a few more minutes, so if anybody had any questions for me, I'm all set. Let's see. What do you think of Pearl's reaction would be to Michael Myers getting up as nothing happened? I think she would probably lop his head off. Mary Jane got tired of superheroes being around, so she moved back to Chicago when her superheroes were there, only to, when she moved in, Iron Man moved there. It's like, man, yeah, Madame Mask. Like, yeah, you can't, sometimes you just can't get away from this stuff. And Mary Jane is one of those characters, like, okay, I'm done. And then they pull you right back in. DC Universe. Let's see. Let me get Doctor Who talk. Yeah, I was doing a little Doctor Who. see, I've watched the first 2 episodes. I haven't seen the third one yet. I hope to sometime today or tomorrow, and I'll be probably talking about that next week. Oh, but yeah, 2 episodes in, I'm really, really enjoying this season, this series. It's kind of, I guess the nicest thing is we have a new showrunner, so that has like a nice breath of fresh air to it. That's something I like about the show is when they get a new showrunner. Actually, I think a new showrunner is usually like almost like the bigger change, more so than new doctors, really. Like, yeah, the new doctor gives us a new, fresh kind of actor to take on, but showrunner, I think, is even more so because, yeah, like the end of the Matt Smith run and the Peter Capaldi just felt like, I don't know, just kept running on too long instead of like being something new. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. What DC Universe villain do you think the Gems would be scared of? Well, definitely, definitely Darkseid. I would love to see Darkseid versus the Crystal Gems. That's kind of been a ridiculous fantasy of mine for a while. Let's see. Oh, and we got confirmation of the Flashpoint episode will have all the rogues, including a big major fight with the Flash. Yeah, and I saw some footage. I haven't watched the Flash CW show in a while, but I've been seeing like the original actor playing Flash suiting up in the old suit. It's like, man, this show just really knows how to push those nostalgic buttons. So I might check that out. It'd be kind of cool to see him back in the suit. He looks great. I've seen some pictures of him. Like, it doesn't look like he's aged a day. It's like been 1990 for God's sakes, and he still looks great. Let's see. Let's see. Zero. I hate Zero. So far, Chibnall's given me more hope in the idea of having a let's see, a single showrunner. Yeah. So far, I've been really liking it. Let's see. It feels different. Brendan Campbell says it feels different with a new showrunner. Like, yeah, it's John Wesley shit. Thank you. Yeah, it does feel different with a new showrunner, and that's just how it is. I think that's a bigger impression than lead actor is different. Let's see, Marin, which superheroes you think you can see being friends with Amethyst? Well, Beast Boy, and that's any version, the Cartoon Network Beast Boy or the comic book Beast Boy. I can't see them not getting along. Let's see, what do we got here? Oops, I'm sticking. Sometimes this thing sticks on me. Okay. Amethyst and Thor would be really good friends. Oh man, that would be good. That would be a good party. I could definitely see Thor and Amethyst partying together. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She just kind of gets along with. She's kind of like definitely a loose cannon. Would have a lot of fun. Let's see. Hercules would probably be better fit. Oh yeah. Anyway, what time is it? Okay, it's 40 minutes in. I'm actually going to cut the show short. I hope you don't mind. Anyway, we're going to do another Real Life Manos next week on Sunday. I also got new Comic Book Wednesday coming up on Wednesday. And I have a couple of videos I hope to record sometime this week. So I think that's it. And thank you for joining me again. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be talking about things next week. Good night, guys.